Welcome to the fourth video in this 5-part series. We're going to be looking at the songs on Mystic Humanism and breaking them down both lyrically and musically. So today we're going to be looking at The Art Elect War and Don't Give Up the Ghost. The Art Elect War is a song about a book, or a paper I guess, written by a researcher called Hugo de Garis, who researches like neural networks and builds like artificial brains. And it's kind of about this idea he has that like in the future, well maybe the near future now, there's going to be a big war between the people who support AI, which he calls the Cosmos, and the people who are against AI, which he calls the Terrans. And he predicts that there's going to be this big war and like potentially billions of people will die in this war. So the song is kind of about that, like sort of like imagining this war, and if it really happened, how would it sort of play out. And it's kind of one of the main themes of the paper is like, do we build our gods or are they our destroyers? Like, are they actually just going to destroy us, or are they going to be sort of these like godly, the AI, or is it going to be sort of this like godly thing that we create? And so I kind of was sort of just like playing on that idea, and that's sort of like the main hook at the end of the song is, do we build our gods or are they our destructors? Destructors just worked a little better musically than destroyers. But I also musically kind of wanted the song to reflect that as well. So I gave it this like very aggressive guitar line and these harmonies and stuff, and then a lot of like sort of crazy, weird, robotic guitar sounds within the song, because I wanted it to kind of feel machine-like. And then we also did some crazy stuff on my vocals as well, where we sort of like every verse added a bit more of this sort of vocoder sound to it, or like a not even really a distortion, like it just made it sound like a robot voice. We kind of built it as the song went along. And so I think the song has like really kind of reflects the idea of like man becoming machine throughout it. Even in the choruses as well, I wanted the song to sort of have like a march feel to it, so it's kind of like got the sort of the snare drum kind of going to a march kind of beat, sort of like marching off to the war, you know, the Art Elect War. Don't Give Up the Ghost is another one of those songs where it's like, I had that guitar riff for a while. It actually might be one of the older songs in the album, at least because that guitar riff is quite old. And it's always kind of bouncing around and trying it in different songs. And then finally I started messing with some drum machines, and I kind of like the juxtaposition of the acoustic guitar with like the digital drum machines. It just sort of gave an interesting vibe to it. The song is kind of like heavily inspired by like alt-J's sort of music, so I was trying to do something kind of like that with some like acoustic guitars and like electronic instruments and sort of really long, breathy vocals. And then I also was experimenting with a Casio keyboard that I've had since I was like a child, this keyboard from like the 80s that's just got a whole bunch of crazy sounds on it. So like actually every synth sound you hear on that song is from this Casio keyboard other than the drums. Even like the bass part is like, I think it's like a tuba or something, the tuba setting on this Casio keyboard that sounds nothing at all like a tuba, obviously. And it's just sort of like all these crazy weird sounds I could find, and some of them were like had arpeggiator things on them that like, there is like a tempo slider on this keyboard, but like it's not accurate and you can't really do anything. So it's sort of like these arpeggiated sounds that are kind of in time with the song. It's kind of like layering all these different sounds to kind of have it build up to the ending, this huge big ending. I kind of wanted this sort of like song that slowly builds and drops out and then just explodes at the end. And I think, and Mike played drums on it. He only played on the ending part because the rest of it's all drum machine, but I think he did a really good job of sort of like making this huge big ending compared to the rest of the song. Lyrically, I have no idea what the song's about. It's one of those songs where I had the hook for the chorus, like I like the line like "Don't Give Up the Ghost." And so I just sort of was playing with that, and kind of, I think the lyrics were probably just like the first thing that came to my head about like, leave me, I bleed money. I'm not even really sure what the song is about. I don't know. If you can find meaning in it, great. Tell me what it's about. If you like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe, because the last episode's gonna be coming real soon. So we'll see you then. The best part about this keyboard is the demo. Rickrolled! Every time I play the demo, by my own keyboard, Rickrolled!